I think she joined. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, should we start?
Yes.
Might as well.
Well, my name's Rose. You guys want to each say who you are?
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Lawrence.
My name is Denise.
I'm Abigail.
Nice to meet you guys. Do we want to start off with our presentations or the agreement assignment that we have?
Probably do our introductions first and then do our agreement.
Sounds good. Does anyone want to start?
How much
Well-
effort did you put into the presentation?
Mine is one slide with pictures.
Sorry?
Mine is one slide with some pictures.
Okay. Yeah, then I can start.
Perfect. Go for it. Do you have access to this share your screen?
Yes. So there should be a button on the top on the right where you can share the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So my name is Lawrence, and my family name is Zechmeister. I'm from Austria, exactly in Upper Austria. My hometown is called Schlüsselberg. That's a small town with like 3,000 inhabitants. I have one brother and one sister, both are younger. So my brother is 13 and my sister is 20. And my hobbies, that's all about sports. So I play soccer most of the time. I also play tennis, mountain biking, skiing. I'm playing darts, and I'm a volunteer EMT. That's a bit different than in the US. So our program is not as big as here there in the US. And yeah, I'm also interested in American football, biathlon, rugby, MotoGP, Formula One. So that's all what I watch in television. And my university is in St. Pölten. That's in Lower Austria. That's a part close to Vienna. And yeah, our program is 6 semesters. And I just arrived in Austria yesterday. So for the Austrian students, I don't know, I think you don't know, but I've been in the US and I met Rose and Jeremy there. So I've been there 5 weeks, and I've also been in Belgium in April, so for 10 weeks for clinicals. And yeah, that's it. And that was in the US Bank Stadium, the picture on the right. It's me as an EMT. And that's my soccer team. And that's these 2 buildings is our university. So that's it. That's just a small campus. And it used to be the building on the left, and the building on the right, the white one, is the new one. And that's my hometown, Schlüsselberg. It's just all you can see here. And it's located here. So Wien on the right, that's Vienna, Wien. And Schlüsselberg is close to Germany. That's München, that's Munich. And Salzburg, I think you might know as well. So that's 1 hour to Salzburg and 2 hours to Vienna. Yeah.
Lorenz, what would you say is the biggest thing you noticed about training for healthcare in the United States versus in Austria? Is there anything super specific that you were like surprised by when you were here that we do?
Yeah, I mean the cost you have to bring up. I mean, you have to pay what was it, $8,000 a semester or 6, 8?
8 for like a whole
Yeah.
year. So 2
8 for a
semesters.
whole year. So that was a big difference because when we started, we had to pay 360 euros a semester, a month, no, a semester, sorry, a semester. And since 1 year, we are earning 600 euros a month. So that's a big difference. And I mean, our program is like 50% clinical, so that's also a big difference. We have 2,000 hours, 2,300 hours of clinicals. Yeah.
You mentioned your volunteer EMT stuff was like different. How does that differ?
And that's just, I think, 160 hours of classes,
Mm-hmm.
and then 160 hours of like clinicals of internship. So that's it. And then you can be a volunteer EMT. And we are not allowed to give any medication. It's just BLS. That's just, we have a defibrillator and yeah, that's it.
And so when you say volunteer, like, are you getting paid like when you're working as an EMT or?
No, no. I have to do 12 shifts a year, but I don't earn anything. So that's the minimum, 12 shifts. And
Interesting.
yeah.
Hmm.
And with our program, so within our program, we have the possibility to become like an Austrian EMT, and then that's what we do now. We have the possibility to become an Austrian paramedic. So paramedic is the wrong term for sure, but that's the highest EMT you can do in Austria. So it's far away from being a paramedic, but it's like a paramedic. In Austria, it's a paramedic.
Okay. I can go next, I guess. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I grew up in Shakopee, Minnesota. You can see this is the whole United States up here, Minnesota, where Rose and I, where Lorenz just was, is this little area up here. And then if you look in this kind of central area of Minnesota, that's Scott County. And then blown up here in this red area, that's Shakopee. So that's where I'm from originally. And then Rose and I go to school down here. Shakopee is like a moderate sized town, I would say, for the area. We have like about 50,000 people. It's a suburb of kind of the main metropolitan area. Kind of what we're known for is Valley Fair. It's this big amusement park that like people will come from like all over the Midwest. The Midwest is kind of like this whole area here. I don't know how well you guys know US geography. This is my family. I have 3 younger sisters, 1, 2, and 3. And then my parents, my dad, and then my mom over here. And then this is my parents' dog, Aria. It's a black lab, 2 years old now. Hobbies and sports. I also like football. I used to play when I was in high school. I like to go hunting, fishing, pheasant hunting is a big thing that I do usually this time of year, although when I'm busy with school, not so much. I also like to go bow hunting. I also ran track when I was in high school. I don't do sports so much anymore, but I still like to exercise. And I love going camping. I love being outdoors. And I love to read a lot. Right now I'm reading the Wheel of Time series. I travel a lot for work and for personal use. These are just some pictures I've taken on some recent trips. This is Hawaii. This is San Francisco and California. This is Colorado Springs in Colorado. This is the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This is in northern Michigan. This is in Florida, and this is in Spain. I was in Spain over the summer doing some military stuff. I am also in the military, and so I travel a lot for work. And then the reason I got into nursing was because I want to help people. I really love science and physiology, and then my military career has really solidified that for me. I love military medicine and working with those types of patients. So that's it.
And do you get paid by the military, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we call it, every nation kind of has it a little bit differently. In the United States, we call it the National Guard. So in our Constitution, when the United States was founded, one of the stipulations that each individual state has its own right to its own militia. And so you have the federal government has its own like military, but then each state also has its own smaller militia military. They call that the National Guard. And it's part-time service. So I can do my service like 1 week in a month and then like a couple weeks out of the year. And when I do that, I do get paid for it.
And can you choose how often you go there, or is it just a minimum once a month? Or
so it depends on what your job is. So kind of the saying is like 1 week in a month, 2 weeks out of the year, but really it depends on your job. So for me, I'm a flight medic, so I have to get flying hours. So I have to do training flights every so often. And there is flexibility in kind of what days I get to pick, but like what they do is they like send out a schedule and then I pick from that schedule like what days I can do and like what kind of fits with my schedule. And sometimes it's a lot trying to balance nursing school and that. And then previously I also had a civilian job. I'm not doing that right now with everything I've got going on, but it's a lot of trying to balance stuff.
and do you like to stay at military after your graduation?
Once I have my degree and I have a year of civilian nursing experience, I can use that to become a nurse in the military. And then along with that, so I'd be an officer then in the military, so I'd get better pay and I would get to stay in the same unit though, and I'd be doing kind of a similar job, but I'd just have a wider scope of practice. So yeah.
And is that what you do as well, Rose, or are you also at military or no?
Yes, the only difference is I do a different job than Jeremy, and then also he's in the Air Force and I'm in the Army, but we're both
Okay.
the National Guard.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can do the presentation next. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Denise, and I live with my parents, with my twin brother, and with my sister in Upper Austria, and we have two cats. I grew up in a country near the Czech border in a small village with about 150 residents. There is a very famous hiking trail. Apart from that, it is really small and there is nothing special to visit. And I moved to St. Pölten for my studies because here I have the opportunity to do the emergency paramedic in parallel. In St. Pölten, there are more than 3,500 students, and here you can see the St. Pölten on the pictures. What I like to do most is, on the one hand, traveling, and on the other hand, spending time with friends. My hobbies are also working out, going out, baking, and shopping. Up to now, I only gained international experiences on vacation. So I have been to the typical vacation countries like Italy, Croatia, Spain, Greece, and Switzerland. Why I want to become a nurse? For me, it's a pleasure to be there for people when they need help the most. So it was quite clear that I want to become a nurse one day because I want to help people in life-threatening situations. And what I like about this job is the variety. So there are lots of different departments and that you have a positive effect on the lives of your patients. And I love that it is challenging because no day is ever the same. So I will likely learn something new every day. And I like to work with a dedicated team of healthcare providers so that we can learn from each other.
Which group are you in, Denise?
In B.
Okay.
Yes.
And where do you live? Like, do you have a dome or do you have an apartment? Do you have a? You live in you live in St. Pölten, right?
Yes.
And where?
Opposite from the Samariterbund St. Pölten.
Oh, that's Vihast, right? The dome.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I can present next. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, well, my name is Rose Frank. I am from Midwest Minnesota. So here's the United States. Minnesota's here, kind of like what Jeremy was saying before. We go to school right here where this little red mark is, but I am from Redwood County in southwest Minnesota. And so this is my county, and then this is the little town I live in. It has about 5,000 people in it, so pretty small. The county, we have a public school and we have a community center for students, but it's mostly made up of just smaller businesses, as well as it's a huge farming community. So I grew up on a farm just outside of Redwood with my family of 7. As you can see, there's a picture in the middle. That's me with my older sister, younger sister, older brother in the middle, and then my younger brother all the way on the right. And then all the way on the left, that's my brother-in-law. He's from the Dominican Republic, and he and my sister got married this last September. We grew up with both of our parents in the household. And this to the right is a picture of our park in our town. It's called Ramsey Park. There's a small little waterfall there and a lot of hiking trails. That's probably what my town is most known for. As well as on the bottom right, you can see this is a picture from the Lower Sioux Indian Reservation. That is just about 15 minutes from my home. Many of my friends participate in this every year as it's a very large Indigenous community. And it's something that I grew up being around. Some hobbies, I love to be outside hiking. This picture here is of me and one of my friends up in Duluth, so the northern part of Minnesota. I like to hike again, like in my hometown, in these trails, and just really anywhere I can go. Like I mentioned before, I am in the military service, so I'm in the Army National Guard. I did 2 years as a health specialist, but I started off in working with supplies, and that's what I'm currently doing again now. I've gotten to do some traveling with that, mostly just in the United States. I've probably been to about 15 different states in the US. That picture was out in California where I did a training for about a month and a half in the Mojave Desert 2 summers ago. And having a brother-in-law that's from the Dominican Republic has really opened my family up to different traditions outside of what we're used to. My family's Czechoslovakian, so every year we go to a Czech Fest at a small town about 10 minutes away from my farm site, and we have things like traditional foods like, what are they called? Kolaczkis is a common one that we eat, as well as dumplings with gravy. And then my younger sister does Czech dancing with the traditional dress every year. And then why nursing? You know, I don't have any family in the healthcare field, but it was something that I was interested in. And when my dad was also in the military service, and when he was deployed to Iraq back in 2007, he was on a 2-year deployment, and during that time, I saw my mom taking care of me and my 4 siblings, all of which we were all under the age of 13. She was working full-time with all of us. And then my older brother, the one in the middle, it's pretty difficult to see, but he has a disability called cerebral palsy. So he had to have a lot of extra care growing up to kind of help with his disability. And that's something I saw my mom do. And just seeing her in the role as a caregiver really inspired me to go into the field of nursing. So that's me.
Why'd you go back to supply?
Promotion. Make more money.
Well,
And
if
leadership,
you
of course.
join my
but-
unit, I mean, 01 is a lot better than anything else you can get. Just saying, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe looking into nursing after we graduate too. We'll see. Most likely commission or something.
And how do you feel when you hear about like the war in Ukraine and Israel? Does that anything with you, or is that, I don't know?
I mean, our official position is that, you know, we're going to keep supplying Ukraine with armament and supplies, and we're really not going to escalate anything beyond that at this point in time.
I mean, are you like a reserve as well, or I mean, if
Yeah, yeah, reserves is different technical term,
Okay.
but part-time, National Guard, all kind of means the same thing. Rose digs holes. I sleep in Marriott's.
I just heard today, like, I don't know how it was like, but the US Army like has its flight ships, I don't know what these are called, somewhere in the close to Israel, because you know what's going on there now. And then I was wondering, how do you feel about that? Are you scared that you, I don't know, someday go there and I don't know.
We have worldwide operations all around the globe. And I mean, I can't speak for Rose, but the reason I signed up was to help people. That's why I went into medicine. And so that's what I'm gonna keep on doing.
And I think it can be seen as scary, and it's a scary concept looking on the outside in. But when you're in and you're with people that are ensuring that you have the right training and you're well prepared, then it's not as scary.
And once you get shot at a few times, you know, it just rolls off your back after that. So
You know, sorry, we have to do it. So the boys in Austria have to do like military service or civilian service after graduation. Do you know that?
how long is that commitment?
That's if you choose to go to the military, it's 6 months, and I chose to go to the Red Cross, so ambulance service, and that was 9 months.
That doesn't seem like a very long time. Do you think that's a good thing that Austria has that mandatory service?
I mean, my time at the ambulance service was one of the best times in my life. That's for sure. That was fun because there were like 15 boys in my age, and it was also the time during COVID, so everyone was at home, and we were like all the time together and had fun. And the military, well, our military is like, I think they're bad.
Bad?
Yeah, I think the government doesn't put a lot of money in there because we are neutral. So that's, yeah, we are neutral. So
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
and every year there's the discussion about the Eurofighter. Do you know Eurofighter? So have to look it up. These, and they are too expensive, and every year there's the discussion if we should put money again into buying Eurofighter or not. And yeah, that's what we discuss about in Austria.
Mm. Interesting.
Okay. Disclaimer, I didn't put that much effort into that, so
That's okay.
fine. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So basically, this is me. My name is Abigail Afrakuma Schiemenz. My name is quite mixed, but anyways. So I was born and I was raised in Germany, in Hanover. And my parents are from Ghana. But I'm studying in Bremen, and currently I'm doing my semester abroad here in St. Pölten. And also, yeah, I have 2 brothers, a half brother, and a half sister. I didn't find a picture with all of them, so yeah. And my hobbies, I like playing the guitar, I love to sing, and I like to bake. I also like to read, and I like doing things with my friends, going to the museum, doing trips or eating, going to the cinema, or just doing stuff in the church as well. Quality time in general. And I couldn't find a good picture of my university in Bremen. So basically, this is a picture out of our girls training. Yeah. And that's that. And why nursing? Basically, I chose nursing because first I was studying healthcare management, and I didn't like how they monetize everything. I didn't like how they look at the people, or they didn't even look at the people. They didn't care about them being healthy. They just cared about not spending money on them. So I didn't like that outlook. So I changed my course to nursing, also because my aunt is a nurse, and I helped her a lot while she was studying because her German isn't that good. And yeah, that's that.
So Abigail, you mentioned like you're studying abroad. Can you kind of explain more like what you mean by that? Like how far away are you from home, and are you staying with someone else? What is your daily life?
Basically, I coming here, I took the train, so it was 10 hours away. So right now I am 10 hours away from home. I don't know how many kilometers it is. And wait, somehow something is going on with the iPad. I'll be right back.
So for Europe, it's far.
Okay.
10 hours by car is far.
I always think that's very interesting, because I can get from Minnesota to Colorado in about that time.
Yeah.
You know, so the size, really interesting to me.
Minnesota is 2.5 times bigger than Austria.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Think about that.
All right. Well, do we want to do our agreement that I sent?
Yeah.
Yep.
Share my screen again.
Okay.
Let's go. Abigail.
Sorry, I forgot your question.
No worries. I think we were going to move on and do our class agreement, if that's okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we have our names on there. I wrote that we're communicating through WhatsApp with a backup of email outside of our Microsoft Teams. Are we still okay just kind of going on Teams from now on rather than Zoom?
Yep.
Yep.
And obviously we met today. We have to set up our next 3 meetings. What do people's schedules look like?
Which group are you in, Abigail?
I'm in group D.
Okay. So the problem is we are all in different groups and have a different schedule. But yeah.
Do you guys have anything at this time, the next couple of Mondays, if we were to meet at the exact same time?
Our schedule is like every week different, so I need to look it up. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I
next
think we should
Monday?
probably just pick like specific days and just see if that works for everybody.
Yeah. So like next Monday should be okay for me.
I can't do, or wait, are you talking about the 16th or the 23rd?
Yes, 16.
16th? I could do 16th.
It also works for me.
Same here.
Does it not work for anybody?
For me, it's okay.
Okay, fine.
So I'll put that down for our second meeting. October 16th. All right, what about our third meeting? And obviously this can change as we meet, but this is just something we got to fill out.
What's our deadline?
The end of the semester, I think. As long as we email our professor and let her know.
So when does your semester finish? In December, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But if we can kind of keep it in November, that would be nice because we graduate like the first
Yeah.
or second week. So
Yeah.
What about November 6th?
that works for me. I'm dear.
I can't. No, sorry.
What about the 7th?
What about 6 p.m. there?
Six p.m. our time, Central Time?
Yeah, your time, yeah. No,
On
sorry,
the-
sorry, my European time. So 11 a.m.
Yeah? On the 7th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. Does that work for Abigail and Denise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I saying your name right? Is it Denise?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't want to be saying it wrong. So November 7th, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, at 11, US time?
Yep.
What would that be Austrian time?
1800s.
Yeah, 18.
18? Okay. And then one more for our presentation day.
Do we schedule that, or is that the day that she has us meeting?
Well, are we meeting with her for one of them?
Well, we've got that December 4th. That's like the wrap up. Is that our presentation, or are we supposed to schedule a different date? Let me look at the thing.
I mean, on the assignment, it says, please note you will be turning in a short recording after your group completes the presentation.
Oh, so we just present to each other. Like we're not presenting to like the whole group. I was under the impression that we were doing like a whole big presentation, not just a recording of one. Sorry, my bad.
You could be right. I don't know. I'm looking at it.
I don't understand.
It says after the formal presentation, start another recording session during the same meeting and discuss how the presentation and group project went. Give each other feedback on the overall experiences, 15 minutes. So I think we make a recording, we record it, we submit that as our presentation, and then we come back and do kind of an informal discussion about how it went, and then upload that.
Got it. Okay, so for that last meeting, how about November 20th or 21st? That is the week of Thanksgiving. So if you guys don't want to do that, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could do like the week before, the week after.
No, that's okay for me.
Which day?
So Monday, it's okay. Tuesday as well.
The 20th and the 21st, Lawrence?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine with either days as well. I just can't do 7 to 8:30 at night on the 20th.
Could you do earlier than that then?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I want to do on the 20th, 11 o'clock our time, 1800 their time.
For me, that's okay.
For me as well.
Okay. Okay. And then the last part is if problems arise, such as people not pulling their weight, not showing up to meetings, etc., they will be addressed by. How will we address that?
Public humiliation. A stern talking to. A written warning. We can just, doesn't matter what we put, just something.
Anyone else's thoughts? Jeremy, I can put a stern warning.
There you go. Stern talking to.
Anything else anyone would like to add?
What is that about exactly?
So say I don't show up to a meeting,
Yeah.
or I decide not to put in the work of presenting. What would you prefer that you do in order for me to pull my weight? Would you talk to me? Would you want me to do an extra assignment? What do you think?
Stoning.
Ooh.
I don't want to get stoned. Jeremy. Not like that. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Anything else you would like to add on this? Or do you think what we got is pretty good?
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed this. We expect the turnaround time for communication to be, we want to say like 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. What do we think?
36 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But 24 to 48 hours.
24 is not great.
Okay.
But what do you prefer? Do you prefer like email or WhatsApp? Or
What's that?
WhatsApp? Okay.
It's a lot quicker, I think.
Yep.
All right, and then we all have to sign this. Is everyone able to get into it?
Yep.
And she said that it's okay if we just type her name as an e-signature.
Okay.
And then next week we meet, we're going to be talking about family crises. So our own lived experiences. The topic for our presentation. Okay. Anything else we need to talk about?
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, it was nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, nice
Nice
to
to
meet
see
you.
you,
everybody.
Bye.
All right.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay.